In a previous article I wrote, I talked about attempting to rotate a box, and wow, did I learn a lot. I really messed up, but I thought it's best for me to share my failures here. So the issue was, I started with these keyframes, and my original idea was to kind of get from like here to here, kind of like rotating it, rotating the box kind of like that way. But when I actually applied this, I if you can see on the right here, I have a bunch of layers. I just made a new one, and my idea was like, this isn't animation software. This is just Paint Tool Sci. But my idea was that I would get to where I wanted to, but I made a mistake and I ended up rotating it like this way. And the idea was like, it's not a full box rotation. It's just rotating like, let me draw it real quick. It's gonna be crude, but my idea was that I would be getting from like this is the first side, this is the second side, third side. In the back here is like the fourth side if you're like looking through the box. This is really crude, sorry about that. But effectively, here, I pretty much ended and got to side 2. All of these different colors here, like I was using the pink and the blue just to kind of like alternate between each frame so I could have like a full idea of the big picture. I put it all here for you to see it. I was thinking of actually like attaching this file on my website in like the previous article. I'll put a link in the description. I'm just gonna put it all on that page. So effectively, like if you give me a minute, I'm just gonna like hide every layer. Oops, wait. Oops. Was I on layer 2? I'm gonna like show you each, like, well, I'll show you like the last one, but effectively going through here, I pretty much drew a box. I didn't draw all sides, like I didn't draw through every box, and some of them are really crude. I'm a bit like, I wouldn't normally do this, and probably I could be a lot better with perspective. And one point I even messed up, and I'll show you at that point, because I was kind of like foreshortening one side, but I wasn't doing it properly. Like I was doing it properly to the bottom side, but I wasn't doing it to the top side, so it was like the top side wasn't really changing correctly as it was like doing the rotation, so it looks like weird, and I kind of just like continued through with it because like I just wanted to like show this as an example. I don't have any experience with animation, but I thought this was just something that like I could try to learn, and I feel like I did. I think the big point here was using previous images to reference other ones. So like when I was doing this rotation, I had my my keyframes, which are in black here. Those are the ones that I first started with, but basically like from that one, I then drew the next frame. Oops, sorry. I then drew like the next frame, and then I drew like the next frame, kind of referencing that one, trying to think about how it's rotating in perspective. I went through with that, did it again, and I'll go through all this. I'll like click everyone for you to kind of like give an idea. Probably any of you out there with like more experience could see some of the issues that I was talking about, how like probably I didn't foreshorten it correctly, and probably you'll be able to point out some of the other ideas or big mistakes that I made. I think if I would approach this again, I would really consider, obviously like if you look, what layer am I on? If you would consider like this top side here and this bottom side here, clearly like I kind of messed up with that. I probably should have been making it pop out more. Like the top side should have popped out more, so it was kind of like, so it kind of looked right in perspective, and I kind of only did that to like the bottom there, which is clearly a big issue, but I think the point was I learned from it. Probably in total, me doing this probably took me about, I want to say maybe an hour and a half. I mean, this was just like a little bit of a learning exercise, and I kind of wanted to like follow through with what I didn't complete in my other video because I thought I was kind of going too long on this. I didn't record a video for like the entire process of me drawing this out just because of the sheer length of time it took me to do this, and I didn't think that maybe it was worthwhile for your benefit to see me do it. Maybe I'm wrong. Please let me know if I'm wrong, and it'll be more beneficial for me to, like, if I ever do, like, an example like this, I'll just, like, post a full video. I mean, if I would, I probably wouldn't be, like, talking the entire time, because I'm trying to focus on, the drawing aspect. Probably if you ever wanted to, like, do something like this, I highly suggest, like, you could do it in, like, a paint program that has layers. If you really like your paint program like I do, that's probably what I would do. But if you wanted to get into like more serious animation and try to do that, I suggest there's a free app called OpenToons, and that's a probably really good app to do that. And effectively, like an app like that, you don't have to rely on like the two colors that I'm using here, and I pretty much like used a color picker to alternate to it each time. I mean, I could have set shortcut keys, but I didn't think about that at the time. But effectively, each other frame I kind of like alternated it, so I was able to like show the previous frame in pink, and maybe like the frame that I was doing then was in blue, and then I would hide the previous frame, then add another frame or layer, and I just like built upon that. So yeah, that's what I learned from it. With this, I'm still kind of learning a lot of this stuff, trying to rotate stuff in 3D space. Obviously, there could be a better example if I was kind of drawing through my forms. That would probably be a better way to do it, but I just focused on, like, the planes of the box that I could see. But yeah, I just want to touch upon that point again. Thanks for listening.